She's very creative. She's total
arts and crafts.
Yeah, she's a dreamer.
Color.
Like, she has a great imagination.
Yeah.
Like, a very impressive imagination. She loves drawing. She loves, like, playing, you know, house or doctor, or she loves those things. She's brave. She's the bravest little girl I've ever met. When she was a baby, her first infusion, her whole nursing team were like, this is the bravest girl in California. She was like 8 months old.
She's definitely fierce, and she's super sweet. She's like the baby. She's just like all about like any baby. Pick up, carry around, take care of, feed. Very nurturing.
And specifically her OI type 5, they only have 100 reported cases in the world of it. Everything is like a case study, basically. We even have like medical students come in the room during her infusions that are in school at Stanford, and just like, yeah, to see somebody they've only read about in textbook in person. Incredible. She sits in those hospital rooms for hours. She has the best attitude about it. She looks forward to it. She would call them her bone juice days when she was little.
To me, it's not letting something take you down that far. I mean, what she's gone through, and she just pulls right through, just picks herself up and just goes. Like, it doesn't faze her. It's literally short-lived. Whatever the disappointment is, whatever it is, it's short-lived, and she's
like, let's just get it over with. When she has really bad IV days where they can't get an IV to stick, and they're bursting vein after vein, the nurse will look at her like, do you need a break? And she's like, no, let's just get it done. I asked Noah, I said, what words would you describe your sister as? Brave. Brave. I can't do anything that she could ever do.
At Go Shout Love, we do amazing things for amazing families with kids on rare medical journeys. Each month we shout love for families through the sale of creative apparel inspired by the kids. This month's More to the Story design is inspired by Isla, a spirited 5-year-old from San Jose, California. With a diagnosis that isn't easily noticeable, Isla's story reminds us that there is always more to people than what we can see. Every purchase in October will go toward regular infusion treatments for Isla that help strengthen her bones and provide pain management. Visit our website at goshout.love to support Isla through the purchase of a t-shirt, hat, tank top, hoodie, or other items.
They kept saying, well, we're getting a room ready for her. So we're thinking, okay, she's gonna get admitted, and we'll figure out whatever's going on.
Yeah, whatever this mess is, will get figured out, because once they get her admitted, they're gonna run tests, they're gonna find out what's wrong with her, and then they can deal with that mess.
Yeah.
But that was not the case. There was no medical anything going on. It was a complete abuse investigation. They were not running tests, they were not doing blood work, they weren't concerned about anything medical whatsoever. They were trying
to build a case.
Build a case for an abuse investigation. So the next thing I know, I was outside, and I was calling my mom, updating her, calling his mom, updating her, and the next thing I remember is when the police came out, and they kind of just, it was 2 or 3 of them, and they surrounded me, and they said, so we're gonna remove your child right now from the hospital. And I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And she had said that the next thing I remember her saying, and where is your son? Because we're gonna go pick him up now too. And that's when I lost my mind, because
we're taking your children.
Yeah, and for Isla, of course, I was upset, but she was an infant, and I thought they were going to remove her from my care by admitting her to the hospital, and we wouldn't be able to see her until they got a diagnosis. But with Noah, he was a full-blown toddler who had never been watched by anybody aside from our immediate families.